One of the most elusive worlds in all of gaming is the much beloved Chao Garden from the Sonic Adventure games. Now why is this video calling it elusive? I mean hell, it was in a number of Sonic games and is one of the most popular topics in the Sonic community. So what are Chao exactly? Well, Chao were first introduced in Sonic Adventure 1, and they played a minor role in the story. They had something to do with chaos, but honestly, Sonic Adventure 1's story is kind of hot ass in the long run. But what does matter is that this game introduced the Chao Garden along with them. Although SA1's Chao Garden is a neat little piece of gaming history, it didn't get fully expanded until Sonic Adventure 2's Chao Garden, which is the garden that everyone plays in. If you look into what the last game was to feature a Chao Garden, it was Sonic Pinball Party over 20 years ago. And even then, it's Sonic Pinball Party, a game I bet at least one of you haven't even heard of. Year after year, fans beg Sega to include a Chao Garden in the next mainline Sonic title. However, as the years go by, Sega has been adding Chao here and there, but there hasn't been a real attempt of a 3D Chao Garden since Sonic Adventure 2. So what makes this Garden of Little Blue Guy so beloved? Well, I've never actually raced a Chao in Sonic Adventure 2 before, despite me being a longtime Sonic fan. So this video is about why and how this is such a fan-favorite addition to the Sonic series, and as someone who is a fan of said series, entering the Chao Garden for the first time. Oh, and by the way, the reason why I have my webcam showing is because I originally wanted to do live commentary, but SA2's sound volume was so high it ended up drowning my mic, so sorry about that. So starting out, I had to go to a stage in order to get 3 things, those being capsules and animals, which increase your Chao stats, and I also had to find a Chao box, which gives me the key into the Chao Garden. The way to get capsules is by defeating enemies. Animals are found on the ground in random places, and there's a couple of Chao boxes per stage. And if you already have a key, the other box will just give you extra animals. The best part of hunting for these, which you need a lot of them, is going to the mech and treasure hunting stages. Sonic Adventure 2 has been criticized by many that the mech and treasure hunting stages aren't that good. But if you want the most amount of capsules and animals, it's best to replay these levels because of the slower gameplay and the amount of enemies present. It's a super fun way of playing these levels, as before I almost dreaded these whenever I had to play them during the main story, but playing them in order to raise my Chao feels a lot better and more satisfying. Even the Sonic levels can be more fun because of this approach to gameplay. So after I got all the capsules and animals for the first time, I entered the Chao Garden with the intent to actually raise a Chao, and I immediately threw its egg against the wall by accident, so I pet it a few times and gave it some capsules. The Chao have stats that help for the minigames, which are Chao races and karate. The stats are swim, fly, run, power, and stamina. Like I said, these stats can help you win races and karate, the higher level they are. There's also a health center which allows you to see your Chao's other stats, like if it's neutral, hero, or dark, which I'll get into later. It also shows the Chao's personality, its favorite fruit, its age, how many times it's transformed, which happens when you feed it capsules and animals. For example, if you feed it green capsules... Oh wait, they're actually called Chaos Drives? Huh. I guess I've been wrong about these since the beginning of the video. Oh well. Anyways, if you feed it green drives, it turns into a bunny-like Chao. If you feed it purple drives, it turns into an aquatic animal with webbed feet. Now generally you want to keep what's known as a neutral Chao. The reason why is because neutral Chaos have more balanced stats compared to the hero and dark Chaos, which for some reason makes their stats more balanced, which makes them more versatile and better at races and karate without being overly specialized in 1 or 2 stats. Neutral Chaos are also easier to evolve since it doesn't matter whether you slightly align more hero than dark and vice versa. The way to keep your Chao neutral is to give it fruits like from the Dark Garden and the Hero Garden, and make sure you do it with both sides. You also want to pick races and karate from both sides as well. There's also a fortune teller which gives your Chao's names, which can be nice if you really don't feel like naming it yourself, but I really wanted to this time. The classroom is interesting because you can leave your Chao here and they can actually learn new skills and get stat improvements and increased happiness, and a happy Chao tends to grow healthier and evolve in a more positive way. This is how much time and effort went into the Chao Garden. I've only just scratched the surface on what's possible in this optional feature in this game. There's multiple races which can use all of your stats in a fun way, even though you don't really have any control over your Chao. It's still fun to watch it swim, fly around, and run to the finish line. Another feature of the Chao is the floating ball above their head. They can actually change depending on their emotion, which is a nice detail. This world of Chao is so incredibly detailed. It's a fun deviation away from the main part of the game, although the amount of replays you'll have to do for certain levels is kind of insane. However, I believe that this is one of the greatest concepts in all of gaming. Having such a fast-paced game to then have pretty much a baby raising simulator is genius. Props to Sonic Team for creating such an expansive world inside a pretty short game. But why exactly hasn't this been properly brought back? Well, I think it's because of it deviating too far from the formula. I think it's the reason why Pokemon contests haven't been brought back. It's a time investment that is completely optional and might not be appealing to some, but then again, most fans of Sonic eat this up anyways. But having a Chao Garden in modern times when raising Tamagotchi isn't as popular as it used to be, might be why they haven't brought it back. But let me know why you think the Chao Garden hasn't made a comeback in the comments below. I am really curious what your guys' Chao raising experience is like. Do you enjoy raising Chao? Or is it something that you've never bothered with and just stuck to the main game? Thank you all so much for watching, and have a nice day.